So Bank4You is a UK-based company. We are registered officially with the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority, as an API. And the current business that we have is we distribute Visa cards. These are prepaid cards which we distribute to customers around the world. And this is mainly meant for tourists, for corporate, and for students who are either coming or going to and from UK. So this is our core business. However, we came up with the idea of getting into the blockchain with our own cryptocurrency. So what we have done in the whole fact is we have developed MMRs, which is mobile money remittance system. Now, effectively, a user can buy those MMR tokens, and it really acts as talk time or airtime, or you can convert those MMR tokens into a utility-based product. So, for instance, we are in talks with a lot of telecom providers around the world. For us, the send markets right now is UK and Europe, and the receive markets are mainly the frontier markets. So when I say frontier, ideally we are focusing on Africa, Latin America, and Asia. So, but however, we are starting a business from Africa, and Kenya is one of the most important countries because we have seen how M-Pesa did exceedingly well in the local market. So we want to bring a solution that's affordable. Right now, if you look at remittances or any sort of transfers coming from abroad, they're still very, very expensive for the users. And this is the main thing that we are fighting against. There are over 2 billion people in 100 plus countries without a bank account. So why not we solve that problem effectively and efficiently? And this is what Bank4You is all about. So ideally, a user in the first world can use our mobile app. Again, it's all state of the art, in-house developed app. They can buy the MMR tokens using cryptocurrency. So we are effectively one of the first companies in the world wherein cryptos can actually be converted into real money or airtime. And this is what Bank4You stands about. That's a core business that we have. Sure. Now, if you see Africa, Africa is quite a big continent with over 50 countries. The penetration of mobile money is comparatively much, much higher as compared to the penetration of the bank accounts. So for a company like us, it makes a complete business sense to enter a market which doesn't have bank accounts, bring in a solution which is not just fast, but also cost-free. So effectively, what you're doing is you are buying airtime, and you can use that airtime for your utilities. You can buy a loaf of bread using your airtime. And this is what we are trying to revolutionize. Right now, there is hardly any companies who works with cryptocurrencies to the local currency payout. And this is what we are focusing on. And I think this is what overall distinguishes us from the rest of the other companies. And, Madhu, it's not like one company can do everything. However, we still have to partner with other companies, other service providers. And this is the best way actually to reach out to the masses. Oh, yes, I mean, I see Trescon as a great opportunity for Bank4You. We have made plenty of contacts here, a lot of startups. So I generally come from a background with big companies. We were turning over millions of dollars every day. However, I like the startup culture. People are more accommodative. You don't have those bureaucracies to fight against, and things gets done quickly. So yeah, we are really looking for a startup. Though we are an old business, we have been doing trading in the UK for a few years, but this project is a baby. We are still crawling, and we would love to work with other startups. First of all, I would say you have to love blockchain. You have to love the whole technology, and I think we should be blessed. We should be thinking that we are actually born in an era where we are able to witness this growth. The last time, a generation actually saw something interesting was about 200 years back when oil was actually found, and you had the industrial revolution and things taking shape. And I think you guys are doing a great job by bringing, hosting blockchain conferences. Overall, and what I see is the best thing I liked is you have got quality speakers from different, and it's not like if it's a blockchain conference, you have only people from the blockchain industry. You have got people from different backgrounds, people from telecom sectors, you've got people from remittance sectors. And for any conference, a group or a mix of individuals from different sectors makes a huge impact right now. So what has happened, if we see, as a whole, the cryptocurrencies have gone beyond governance, and that's nothing to do with people. It's to do with the governance. Like, if you bring in rules, people will try to follow it. But at the same time, what I'm trying to think is these kind of conferences not just gives you a direction in your trade or in your business, but it also gives you opportunities to understand what else, what different can you do by collaborating with other companies. And this is the whole idea, I suppose. So not just you are restricted to growth in your sectors, but can you look at alternates? Can you look at, or can you become a part of an ecosystem which is still evolving? We are still in the early stages, and the best is yet to come, I would say, in the next 8 to 10 years. So this is what is important. I would say try to get it more companies from the same background would be also helpful. I think I don't look at it from the point of view of securing new clients, but I also look at it from the learning point of view. As we discussed earlier about different delegates from different sectors, I not always look at from the commercial point of view, but from a non-commercial point of view as well. I think it does more value addition if you look from the other aspect. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people who are here, a lot of banks who are here. So if you see, the banks are probably the ones who don't like cryptos. I mean, coming from UK, I see one of the biggest banks actually saying, if you even buy blockchain, we'll block. If you buy cryptocurrencies using, your bank account or your credit card, we'll block your account. And at the same time, we are in at such a sensational place, where you have banks actually who are eager and they want to know how can they implement blockchain. So this is a great learning exercise if you see for banks. They understand. See, what has happened is it has gone, as I said earlier, it has gone beyond governance. And right now, what people like us, we need are policies. And of course, who are serious in the business, they will follow policies. I come from a remittance background. Just an example, prior 9/11, you could send a whole lot of money without even giving your ID. But things are getting, the regulators, when they came up with laws, the money transfer companies followed it to make sure like it goes as per the norms. So this, and everyone follows it. So I'm pretty sure, more regulations, it is better it is for the industry. And I always tell people, I can still remit 100 euros from somewhere in Europe without even giving an ID, but I can't buy even a Bitcoin worth £100 without giving my ID. So that says it all. So it's a very, very regulated thing. I think the most important aspect is not just decision makers, but also people who are reporting into them are also very, very important. Probably a decision maker, they are tied up with so many things. Probably a CEO, CFOs, etc. That for them, it's like if there is somebody else, especially from the sales side of the business sales point of view, that would be very, very helpful. I mean, I saw quite a lot of people, but I think if you focus mainly on the sales guys, because that's what they are looking for, or people who are looking into partnerships, international partnerships, that will make a lot of difference. I essentially don't believe like you just need the CEOs. Yes, probably you need CEOs from the conference point of view, but the real people who you need is probably people from the sales, because that's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to build partnerships, and who does that? Either the international sales team, or those kind of decision makers are what you need. It's like advertisements. So if you have a great product, doesn't make sense. But if you are on TV, if you have billboards, if you have leaflets, so it's all round thing that helps build a product. I think I quite like the blockchain session, where you had panelists coming from different sectors, the investors who were there directly, they were telling what sort of businesses do they want to invest in, what is it that they look for. You had a government official who was saying earlier, like, from the policymakers' point of view, that these are the problems or these are the opportunities. So I think that was the best session because people from different parts of the business were together, the decision makers the investors, and the businesses itself. And this is the ideal scenario. Well, let me try to give an example. It may not be a related one. First of all, you have to believe in the technology. You have to believe in what you're doing. Does it really make sense? And I'm pretty sure all the people who are here, as I said earlier, we are lucky enough to born in a generation of blockchain. Uh, we are able to see such a huge transformation. Um, I think what's happening with the crypto market is momentary. It's time being. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, apart from being a CEO, I do invest in a lot of other cryptos as well. Until date, I have not sold even any of my cryptos. And the main idea is, if you believe in something, that it's there to last. So time will always say. I was watching a documentary on Bitcoin. It was way back in 2014. It was short, and so there was a lady at the stock exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. The guy asked, "Can you give me $100 and I'll give you bitcoins?" And she was like, "No, I don't want to waste my $100. I would spend $100 on something where I can see, what it is." And I'm pretty sure if that lady would see that interview today, and she must be thinking, that was the biggest mistake ever she made in her life. So I think, coming back to the question, it's like, yes, there is a downtrend. But I don't see this as a problem. It won't stop companies like us and many other investing in events like the ones that you guys are doing, because we see that this is giving us returns. Probably short term, yes, the prices are falling down. At the same time, I would say this is the best time to even invest more in cryptos.